Hey, everybody, it's Skip Elliott. I'm me, and that guy over there is Hunter Lisle from the Arthur Murray Dance Studio. Hey, Hunter, it's week
Wow.
4, excuse me, of Dancing with the Stars season 30. 2 nights, huge nights on Monday and Tuesday. Let's talk about it. How about it?
I love the Disney, the heroes and the villains. It's always one of the favorite weeks. It always looks great. And what a fun week to comment on. Oh my gosh. And we appreciate all the viewers that are making comments and still subscribing to our crazy experience here.
Got to subscribe right down there. We will get you right on. Let's get to Monday first off. Monday was a pretty good show. I think a lot of the dancers, like we've said before, are coming into that groove. This is week
They
4.
are.
Now,
Yes.
with 2 dances, that takes a lot of work. But Cody Rigsby and Cheryl only had 2 days to work on 2 dances. So that was tough for them.
It was tough, and yet they did pretty well. I mean, it was a good performance.
Yeah, and we had a double elimination on Tuesday, which we'll get to. Let's get to some of the dances on the first night. Melora and Artem did a great dance, got a 36 to lead everybody, and that was astounding.
That's a really great score for Monday night too. What did you think about their dancing?
I thought it was pretty good. The jungle, the queen of the jungle is what Bruno said, and best quick step this season, he said. The content was brilliant. Carrie Ann said it brings the unexpected to every dance. So he is getting better.
He is getting better, and they had a great partnership. The quick step is fast and furious, and the trick is to make it look slow while you're moving very quickly. And that takes control, partnership, and connection. And they did that. So that was nice.
Jojo Siwa and her partner Jenna got a 35 out of 40 on their dance, and it was a real cool dance. I got to tell you, this is the dance I was looking for from them, because this dance, they actually did the Viennese waltz, and you have to be together, and someone really has to lead. And really Jojo did that and did a great job.
No kidding. It was absolutely beautiful. And with Viennese waltz, that's been one of your favorite dances since the beginning. And we've talked about that many times. And to watch someone do it well is just like a work of art floating across the floor. And that's kind of what you saw, which was really good for night number 1.
Olivia Jade came in 3rd for the first night on Monday with a good samba from the Lion King with Val. Now, you know, my favorite teacher is Val, and I think Val, I think the world of the guy. I think he does a great dance. I thought it was a great syncopation, good use of the floor, and great. They looked great in hold.
They did, and I'll tell you what, that movement and that dance was just syncopated, was just right on. It looked really good. They deserve. He is one of the best teachers. I mean, they're all good teachers, but when you watch him teach a lesson, he breaks it down for the other person. He makes it very attainable. He teaches very physically, so they get the muscle memory and they get it much more quickly. All the teachers are great. They all do a really good job. But if you watch how he teaches, it's really phenomenal.
Well, Cody and Cheryl did a jive to a Goofy movie thing. They're back in the ballroom after 2 weeks gone, and you can kind of see a little bit of the rust in that, but you could also see, I thought Cheryl was trying to overdance a little bit.
Yeah, she was overcompensating for, and it's hard because they came back from COVID, they've done great, but it also can make you kind of winded because, it can affect your lungs a little bit, it can affect your breathing. So I think they were really fighting through being able to breathe and dance and perform, which is harder than it looks. So they overdanced it a little bit. You can tell it was an overcompensation for what's happened, but you gotta give credit. They got back in, they're doing okay. And I'm really glad to see they didn't give up. They kept going.
Suni Lee had a great dance. I think she's breaking out, like we talked about, and they talked about this on Tuesday night. It's the gymnast in you that keeps your mouth tight and you don't smile after every move and everything else. But that's not dancing. You have to be expressive and use your hands and use your face.
Right. That's right. And that's not taught in gymnastics. Like you said, you know it very well. I thought she was just trying to emulate Lynn Goodman. I thought it was like, give a stern look. I thought that's what we were going for there. So that was my joke for the night. There you go.
I've had a stern looker once or twice before, but
I know that was my. See, the jokes just they don't get better. The audience, keep subscribing, even though the jokes are horrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what he makes me do every time. Grimace.
It's the grimace. God, grimace. Well, what the female chicken said to her salad. Chicken Caesar salad.
Oh, stop! Last dance we'll talk about for the Monday night. Brian Austin Green from Beverly Hills 90210 and Shauna. These two are a couple, and it's hurt them all season, and it continued to hurt them on Monday night. I think they did a little bit better. We'll talk about the Tuesday night episode, but I think that they're still lovey-dovey and kissy-kissy.
Now, Monday took it away. Monday, the judges didn't like it, and it was overdone. And it really was like, okay, time to let that go. It's great you're a couple. We're happy for you, but now let's focus on the dancing. It's week number 4, so we see the real dancing, and the judges clearly saw it and responded to it.
And let's get on to Tuesday, because Tuesday was a big night. Villans night, your
Villans.
favorite night. You're a good. What's your favorite Disney villain?
Oh my God. Well, I have a story about that. So I always have a story. So one time we went to Disney, and I was looking at all the things they make you buy, and it was fun. So it was Harry Potter World. So there was a wand that kept falling off the table. And I finally was like, okay, it just keeps falling at my feet. So I had to buy it. Turns out it was a Voldemort wand. So I got to be Voldemort, the worst character in the whole series. So there you go. And I have his wand in my case at home. Because I was like, well, at this point, I might as well buy it. I didn't even know that's what it was. But there you go. So I'm not sure that's my favorite villain, but apparently that's the one that picked me that year. So there you go. Who's
My
your
favorite villain would be Cruella de Vil. I think 101 Dalmatians just always, I've had 2 Dalmatians. I love Dalmatians, but Cruella probably my favorite victim. So, or my favorite, I don't want to say victim, but my favorite, whatever it is villain. That's it. I'm losing my mind today.
Pretty good character. I'll get that word out of my mouth.
We're having mouth issues today.
It's one of those happy Wednesday. There you go.
Let's get to Cody and Cheryl. They did a Viennese waltz to Beauty and the Beast. It was a decent dance. There were good moves there.
It was.
Derek still wants some more work on the lower in the legs. What is he meaning by that?
So, for example, when you're dancing that dance, you can see the top line. You can see the up from here up. You have a frame. You have your headline, everything. But if your lower body is not reaching, is not moving correctly, not only your footwork or your foot articulation, and you want your legs to move from the hip, not from the knees, because you want extensions. You want your legs to really reach. They weren't doing that. So you want to see more of that. That's what he was referring to.
I think Spice Girl Mel C, or as I usually do it, Spice Girl Mel C.
You do that very well. You're getting better at that every week.
They did a Viennese waltz to Sleeping Beauty, and I thought that was just an awesome dance. So from start to finish, it was beautiful.
It was, the word I used was fierce, because it's like she just went for it, and it was probably the best dance she's had so far, really by far. She came across as the character. She let it out, and she danced. I mean, she got a 35 out of 40. It was a great score. 66 out of 80. You can't beat that. That was pretty cool. I'm rooting for her. I think she's a fun character, fun person to watch.
Now, this week's judging was done by the votes from the Monday show and the votes from the Tuesday show, and 2 points that were given away for the Disney Challenge, which
I like that.
Jimmy Allen and Emma won.
Yes.
So that helped them out. In their dance, they did jazz to Captain Hook. I think it was great syncopation, nice improvement again on his dancing. Len thought he liked the concept. It was transforming, but it was great progress.
It was actually very nice. There's been some great strides with this one. So I think you're going to see, I hope, some more improvement, but it was interesting, I thought.
Next up, pop star Jojo Siwa. I got to tell you, I think one of the most improved, because I think they may have finally found how to do this. It's very difficult dancing with the same sex partner. I'm just going to go ahead and say that.
Yeah, and they did a great job, because they really put their heart and soul into it. I thought they did really well. But listen, my Alexa's talking. Alexa, stop. So as we're talking, Alexa is telling me something. So this is kind of fun. So anyway, Alexa just stopped. She was trying to be our third critiquer apparently for the night. So no, but JoJo, they did a great job. I don't think it was necessarily their best dance, but they put a lot into it. It was a little bit hectic. They looked a little bit frenetic toward part of the middle of it, but it did have control. And I thought that was a great improvement. Again, 35 out of 40. I think honestly they're getting better, and I think they can go the distance and keep going. They look really good.
There are a few people in the second round of dancing that particularly Carrie Ann had said they looked like they were kind of trying to be safe.
Yeah, I think they were on this one. Like I said, there was a lot of control, and the control was keeping it where they wanted to be. And that's okay. Sometimes you can play it safe, especially on night 2, 1 of 2. And then you get out there and it's like, you did it, but they did a good job. So hopefully they'll let it go maybe next time, and we'll see some even more amazing dancing.
Next up was NBA star Iman Shumpert and his partner Daniela did an Argentine tango to Aladdin. This hands down was a great, great dance. I just thought the opening lift was awesome.
I did too. And I have to say, there was a quote from Iman that Aladdin was his favorite dance, so your favorite movie. So you could tell that he really enjoyed that. And I personally, it's a great movie. It's a lot of fun. The music when that movie came out, and the first one, the first animated version, we all, back then, this was before we all had digital music everywhere. And we actually, I remember getting that CD, and we all danced to it because the music was so danceable. So dancing to that was a really good thing for them, a great choice, really fun. And the flip was amazing. Of course, the opening and the ending was iconic. I mean, it was just very good. 33 out of 40, 63 out of 80. Fantastic.
Yep. Melora Hardin stunned everybody. I got one word for the dance. They did a jazz dance with Artem. Magnificent. That was the best dance of the night, I thought.
Did you? I think it probably was. I think honestly, that was just something. She finally came into her own a little bit. I've been really hoping that, you know, that her personality would develop through this whole thing. Again, I like where she comes from, the comedy. She did a great job with that. She actually had to sing her song a little bit too. She was big and bold. She was, you know, she was amazing, really. And it had some charm. It was delightful. It was fun to watch. Lynn actually called it delightful, which I thought was kind of fun. And getting from him, that's pretty good. So, and he gave her the first 10 of the season, which that's pretty good. You can't beat that.
And I'm impressed with the way the judges are kind of holding the scores back a little bit. I think it's still too early to give 9s, which they did give some away this week. And I think they did they give some away last week too?
Yeah, I think this week is the best week for scoring.
Yeah, but I think the 9s are still a little bit too high.
Yeah.
But that dance was a 10, definitely. Brian Austin Green and Shauna did a paso doble for their second to the Pirates of the Caribbean. I thought this was much better. It was much more aggressive. It was much more not a couple that was in love, and much more of an expression of the characters of the dance.
It really was. You said that perfectly. They had a lot of firepower. I mean, it was just, they were ready to go, and they got out there and they went in the right direction with the dance, not only with the content, but the performance. So they did really well with that. And again, great score, but they looked really good. That music is just great to dance to too. I mean, it's got some energy, some emotion. You can't help but just love it.
It's week 4 of Dancing with the Stars 30th season. We're doing night 2, talking about Tuesday night's dances. That's Hunter Lisle from the Arthur Murray Dance Studio. I'm Skip Eliot, and we're glad you're with us. Hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there.
We're so thankful. Everybody's watching, and our views are growing, and we're having fun. Thank you all for watching our craziness every week. We enjoy doing this for you.
Our stupidness is not over yet.
It's only just beginning. It just started. So if you could.
The next dance with Olivia Jade did a jazz with Val, and I thought that was very well done. Good acting. Carrie Ann said it was a bit safe again. Len said it was a joyous performance, and I thought that was very good.
I think so too. There's nothing bad to say about that one. It was just a really great dance, and I think for night 2, it was a very strong performance. And I really had no critique over it, other than it was really nice. That was actually pleasant to watch.
Suni Lee came up next with Sasha. They did a Viennese waltz to Hocus Pocus. The movie, it was I Put a Spell on You, I believe it was. Great dance. She's opening up and enjoying herself a lot more. I think she's starting to get it. Next couple of weeks going to be the big telltale of how it works. I thought they danced beyond her body. Len said they should have done a fleckle. All right, tell me again, what's a fleckle?
So it's a fleck roll. There's a natural fleck roll and a reverse fleck roll. There's originally only 5 steps in Viennese waltz. And international, there was a reverse turn, a natural turn, a change step, a fleck roll, a reverse, and natural. And so those are the only 5 steps they could do. So it really, what you saw international standard, it was about the technique. So it is basically a spinning top, essentially, to put it bluntly. And it's really fun to watch. Again, they could have done some more of that. I thought it was a great dance. I like the song. I thought that was really fun. They had the character. They actually, for the first time, I think, with this one, matched the performance with the technique for the most part. Yeah. And that's pretty good.
Amanda Klutz wrapped up the night with Alan with a paso doble to my favorite, Cruella de Vil. Nice framing. I thought good coordination. The sync looked great. It was the dance of the night for them.
They only had one little misstep in there. And that's hard because it happens to everybody at some point, but they did a great job. I love the character of the dance. You said it was a great dance. It was fun. I think that was one of her dreams to dance even since season 1. They wanted to be on the show. So, hearing that and seeing someone out there is really a cool accomplishment. But it was great. So other than a small misstep, it would have been perfect. They got a great score. They did really well.
Now in the voting to eliminate, it got to be the bottom 3, and that was Matt and Lindsay, Kenya and Brandon, and I think Brian and Sharma. Brian and Sharma got eliminated.
Yeah.
Matt and Lindsay got eliminated by the judges. So what's your thoughts about that?
You know, the Bachelor is gone. That's what I'll say about that. And, you know, I'm not so sure everything is always fair, but I think they tried really hard to make it that way.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not an easy choice. It's never easy to judge, and it's never easy. You always pick someone. When you're judging, you're watching what you see at that moment. And you can have a great performance the night before, and then that moment knocks you right out. And it's not always fair, but you try to make it that way.
I think the Dancing with the Stars people will probably realize their mistake of getting two people that are in love to dance because that puts an unfair advantage.
It does.
And it's also a very unfair thing to ask, I believe.
Yeah, it really is. It's a lot of pressure too, because, you know, they could be a great couple, but they have a fight right before they do, you know, the show, and then all of a sudden it affects the show. So having some impartiality, or vice versa, they're feeling great and they get an extra advantage. So it can work in both ways, but I think that is a challenge for them. It's a challenge for all the way around. So we'll see what happens with that next, you know, as we go on. I don't know if that'll happen again. You never know.
Next week is Grease Week. Grease is the word. I wonder if they're going to have Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta come out.
Wouldn't that be the coolest thing? I think we should dress as John Travolta. I think we should try to.
I am not dressing as Olivia Newton-John. I'm sorry.
I was hoping you'd go there. So yeah, I was thinking, so he will be Olivia Newton, Skip, and and I will be John Travolta. John Travolta. No, I'll be. You know, actually he's a good dancer. It's been fun to watch him dance over the years, and that would be a great thing if they brought them on. But then again, we had Britney Week, and she wasn't on, so yeah, we thought for sure that was going to happen. So you never know. Grease is a fun theme, though, and I think you'll see some fun dancing and some great poodle skirts, leather jackets, and maybe pompadours to boot.
Yep, there was some pretty good. Yeah, I have to compliment the costume department. They did a great job with costumes this week.
Honestly, they did, and honestly, this whole year. Now, there's sometimes when they're monochrome, where you're gonna get the blue or the red. They're like, that's a little bit much. Because I'll tell you, it's hard to see the footwork when your feet or the shoes are the same color. It means it's hard to see everything. So I think, but overall, the costumes have been amazing. And this week, they really were stellar. I mean, what fun to get out there and be the hero and the villain that you've always wanted to be and dance during the show. So I think that's just pretty cool.
So the winners of the week was Melora and Artem at 73 out of 80. Jojo and Jenna got 70 of 80, as did Olivia, Jade, and Val. Suni Lee and Sasha came in fourth with 68 out of 80. Amanda Klutz and Allen were right behind them at 68 out of 80. And Jimmy Allen, with those 2 points, got a 67 out of 80. So he was still in there. Going to be an interesting week as we go forward.
I think Artem is going to be very interesting to watch, because I think we're going to see him rise even further. And I could be wrong. I'm not making a full prediction yet, but I think that Artem could be one to watch and see where this goes to. That's what I'm personally guessing. How about yourself?
If someone needs to learn how to dance,
yes,
and would like to see if they like it first off, what can they do?
Let me think. There must be a reason. There must be a way. Oh, wait, I know.
I hope you get this number right this week.
You remembered that. That was good. And the first time in 20 years I've done that. So yes, if you would like to learn to dance, call now, 278-7711, or you can text, and we'll give you some free lessons. We're going to give you 2 free lessons to get started. They're private. They're one-on-one. So if you've been watching our craziness and you like subscribing, please keep subscribing either way. But call now, 859-278-7711, and you're going to get 2 free lessons to learn to dance and have a good time. We've been in Lexington 21 years. We're one of the biggest dance studios in the world. We make it easy. That's the goal. You can be a single or a couple. You don't need a partner, and you just come in, have a great time. It's a lot of fun. Why not?
And can we tell them what you did on Monday?
Yeah, Monday. So Monday, I was going to be judging in Nashville, and I was going to be down there driving down, but having nosebleed, I had a nosebleed for the first time in like years. So if you bleed on your shirt, it's a really bad idea. So anyway, long story short, came back, and basically I judged by Zoom. There was a lot more to the story, but we'll leave it at that.
But you judged a national contest from Nashville.
Yep. And so did it literally by Zoom, and the dancers were fantastic. They were really fun. And at the end, we overnighted all the results, and we had a lot of entries. They were a great studio, and they did some great dancing. So
if you want to learn how to dance, this guy is no chump, okay? He can teach you.
Thank you very much. I'll be judging in Texas in November, and Nashville again in November, and all kinds of crazy stuff. So you never know where we're going to be next, but we have a great time. Our staff are the best, most well-trained, in the world. Literally, they're really, really good.
278-7711. You got to get into the Arthur Murray Dance Studio, and we will see you next week. Next week, just a 2-hour show on Monday.
Yes.
Thankfully, because man, 4 hours is a lot of TV to watch.
It's a lot to watch, a lot to critique, but we thank you all for watching us and putting up with our craziness. And if you want to see us wear something special for one of these, text us that. Send us a message. He is cringing right now, but send us. This is not pre-planned. So if you want us to wear something really
Oh, I
cool,
got something I can wear for Halloween.
then you got to send us a message in the comments, because we do read all of your comments, and we appreciate you subscribing. Spread the word, share it with your friends. Let's get to 300 or 400 subscribers and have a ball. Let's do it. Why not? We're doing it for you, and we want to help and have some fun.
Have a great week. We will see you on Tuesday night when we critique Dancing with the Stars, season 40, week 5.